Hey everybody, welcome back to another bonus episode of Horror Talks with Tate. My name is Tate Irons and I'm the host of the podcast, and welcome back to Season 13 Interview Collection. Now today, I'm very excited that I have another special guest. We have Jay Robertson here to talk about his character in the upcoming horror film, Season 13. So how are you doing, Jay?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, Tate. I'm good, thank you. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing really great, thank you. Like, thank you so much for coming along. Like, we have been working on it for a while.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So glad we got it sorted.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just been a bit of a nightmare trying to get our schedules to align, isn't it? But there you go. We're all sorted.
Y- yeah, I'm glad we're all sorted, and that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just you're really curious to ask, how did you get into acting?
Um, Without wanting to go too long a story, I kind of lived my life backwards in a way. I had my child Ollie when I was probably far too young to have children, really. I was 18, so I ended up doing all the regular things that people with a family had to do, so normal regular jobs and so on and so forth. And then when Ollie and myself and his mum split up in 2015, I'd always wanted to act, so I kind of did it. I fell into it sort of by accident. So 5 years leading up to me becoming an actor, I was a stand-up comic. So a very failing stand-up comedian, a very unfunny stand-up comedian. And it
Mm.
just happened that I was like getting to the end of my run of doing it, and I was kind of like, I really don't want to be doing this anymore. And I managed to meet somebody. I was uh, uh, co-writing a sitcom with my son Ollie, and we met somebody who claimed to be a producer. Who turned out not to be. That's a whole other different story. But he was doing improv classes, so going from comedy into improv, and then I went from improv. I met my acting coach and went into acting. So I came to acting when I was like 40, but I did my first sort of professional gig about a year later. So I've been acting about 10 years now. So yeah, so it was a bit backward, but I got here anyway. I got here in the end.
Yeah, he did. Like that's just incredible. And yeah, because I mean, I have seen you in other movies. Like you were in Winnie the Pooh, Blood Honey too, and you got killed by Tigger. And yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. I mean, it was you would have been terrified if you saw Lewis as Tigger. Mm.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it was great, and it was really good getting to work with Lewis as well. And great again, obviously getting to work with Lewis on season 13, which I'm sure we'll come to talking about. But yeah, 'cause he's such a great guy. So it was just it was good fun. That was a good fun couple of days shooting,
Yeah,
and getting to meet with everybody, with Scott and Reese and Vince and everybody basically. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Um, so if you like horror, what is your favorite horror movie?
This is a really
Mhm.
difficult one because I mean I do love horror. I wouldn't necessarily, and this might be controversial to say it's my favorite genre, but I sort of dip in and out of horror. I think the first film that comes to my head is John Carpenter's The Thing. I think that's the first film that I saw that really caught me and made me go, oh no, I can really get behind this genre. I think partly it helps because it's got the sci-fi element to it as well, which helps an awful lot for me because I'm sort of more of a big sci-fi fan really than horror, but sci-fi horror I think
Mm.
works really really well. So it's obviously the Alien franchise as well. But I mean, there's so many. I mean, again, it's a because I love The Shining. Even Doctor Sleep as well, and then the more recent sort of sequel to it, I really enjoyed as well. Black Phone, sort of more recently as well. So you sort of you tend to sort of, especially sort of being my age, you have a tendency to go sort of towards the classics and everything, so The Exorcist and things like that. But yeah, I think The Thing is the one that really stands out in my head, really.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like I heard the thing is really classic, but I haven't seen it, so I think
Oh,
I really need to check it out.
yes, you do. Education. You need to be educated. So come on. I know you're only young, but come on.
Yeah, because I was like, I need to see more movies so I can cover them on my podcast.
Yeah, definitely. I think you'll like The Thing. The Thing is it's a great film. Yeah, I mean the practical effects, just all of it, every aspect of it is great, and it's got a really good ending as well. So
Yeah, yeah, that's so cool. So I'll check it out when I can.
yeah,
Yeah. Cause like I want to say that my favorite type of movie, cause I love gory slasher. I mean I really love Terrifier, cause like really gory and like
yeah.
absolutely incredible.
Yeah. See, I'm more sort of when it comes to horror, I like sort of things to be left to your own imagination, which again I appreciate can be a bit controversial in the in the horror community. But yeah, I mean things like I know it was obviously very much of its time and it utilized the internet really well. But the Blair Witch Project and the fact you don't really see anything in the Blair Witch Project, that for me was like that's kind of perfect in the way they utilized the horror. And I like that what you don't see, what the imagination conjures up is really good. But I mean, there's some, obviously an Australian horror, The Babadook is a brilliant film. I think The Babadook is a really good, really scary, really eerie
Yeah.
film. And I think there are some really interesting horrors being made by a lot of female directors as well. I mean, I got to work very luckily on a horror short with a Mexican director called Michelle Garza Chavera, and she's amazing. The stuff she's done, she's absolutely incredible. So yeah,
Yeah, that's incredible. Terrifier is like my favorite, but like the very first horror movie I watched was It. And Pennywise is my first favorite, and then Art the Clown became my second. So
okay.
yeah.
You love your horror clowns.
Yeah. I love killer clowns, so they're my favorite type. Yeah.
Awesome.
So so is there any other upcoming projects that will be coming out? Because I think you're going to be in like other movies in the Twisted Child universe.
Yes, so I did. I had a very small role in Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. Bit of a blink and you miss it, but it was a good day shoot. So I was in the in the circus. I was Cake Creature
Oh, yeah.
in the circus.
Oh,
So that was a good day. Got to do a lot of stuff with prosthetics. That's a big part of what I do. Is I have a tendency to work a lot in prosthetics, which is good. It's great. I love doing that because being bald is kind of the only
mm.
opportunity I have to be pampered. So it's like you'd be like you're like sitting in the hairdresser's chair for 3 hours whilst you get your makeup put on. So I enjoy doing that. So that's cool. But yeah, we've got Pinocchio Unstrung coming out obviously very soon. So yeah, I played a part in that. So that was good fun. Again with a lot of prosthetics. So I'm in the trailer for that as well. So you'll see me being attacked by Pinocchio in the trailer. And there's also is a director, a writer director, British writer director called James Crow, who's we got to make a horror film called the Wicker Children. Sorry, the Wicker Children. So it's a folk horror. So that I'm looking forward to. That should be coming out. And then, of course, what we'll be talking about today is season 13. So
Wow, that's like a lot of projects that is coming up. Like, I mean,
mm.
I did see the trailer Pinocchio Unstrung, and it's really good, and that got me like way too excited to see this movie when it comes out. Because like what I'm also excited about it is that Robert Englund like
Yeah.
joined to play the voice of Cricket.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Yeah, no, definitely. And obviously, and Richard Brake is Geppetto as well. So Richard Brake's, amazing sort of horror actor and an actor anyway. But yeah, both of those have really elevated this project, I think. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like I'm so looking forward to Pinocchio, and when it comes out, I'll let you know what I think of it.
Definitely. Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna ask you the questions about season 13, cause like because by the time I interviewed Lewis the second time, when we started talking about season 13, he told me that it's gonna be like sort of gory like Terrifier, and like I was like, yeah, well that movie is definitely on my list. Hmm.
I think that's fair. There's going to be an awful lot of gore in this. Yeah, yeah. It's got more than its fair share of gore, and it's. I think the thing about this from the script is rather than, I mean, when I first spoke to Jack about when I was first cast, Jack said, that a lot of horror films they'll sort of intimate the horror, and then they won't go as far as you seeing it a lot of the time. And he said, "Well, we're going to break that boundary, and we're going to properly, really, really go for it." But the script, in the script, it's justified. It's not just put in there for the sake of just being the shock factor or just being the gore factor. The gore is justified. So I think that's kind of what really sort of drew me to want to be part of it.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. So yeah, yeah, I think Season 13 is going to be a really good movie. And I, and so, how did you get involved in this movie?
It's kind of it's very sort of I can't remember the word, but it was very basically. I got a message from Jack. So obviously, I know Lewis, Jack and Lewis, Lewis Santer and Jack Hoy. They co-wrote and obviously co-produced and everything the film. Um, but knowing Lewis so well, and we get on really well. I got a message from Jack one day on Instagram just saying that we'd like to talk to you about a role within season 13. There's this new film. And I was like, okay, great, that's fantastic. So didn't really think much more about it than that, really, because all Jack had said was one of our producers he's worked with you before, and I was like, I have no idea, because he didn't say who it was. So obviously we had a meeting via Zoom, and he then told me that it was Lewis, and then told me what the project was, went into detail about what the project was going to happen, what my character, how my character is involved. And I just thought, yeah, this sounds too good to pass up. This just sounds like the, and getting to work with Lewis again was, it was going to be like, well, yeah, well, that's just brilliant. Any chance to work with Lewis is great. So that wasn't, I was going to miss out on that opportunity. But they very kindly, because they'd had several people audition for it, but nobody they really felt had really sort of hit the mark with the role. And Lewis, bless him, off the top of his head, well, I think Jay would be great. So they very, very kindly just offered me the role. So and I was like, yeah, like I said, it was just the project just sounded too good to pass up. And then when I got the script, it was like, okay, I've definitely made the right decision here. Yeah, I've definitely made the right decision.
Well, that's like very nice of Jack and Lewis. So
Mm,
yeah,
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 definitely.
yeah, I'm really proud of you being part of season 13. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you. Yeah.
yeah. So what was it like working with the cast and crew for season 13?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, it was absolutely brilliant. They're all just consummate professionals and just the most decent people. Some of the people, again, like Lewis, I'd worked with before. Shaylee, I'd worked with before. Lauren, I'd worked with before. I've worked on projects with Alex, but we'd never been on set together and never met. So that was great to get to meet Alex properly for the first time. And just Chem, the sound guy, um, Sean, the DOP, Helen, and Elaine, everybody, just everybody, and all the actors, all part Wayne and Connor and Jordan. It was just a really, really good chance to work on such a small, really closed um, uh, 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 community feeling within it as well. And everybody just really enjoyed. You could tell that everybody just really enjoyed being there. Right from the first read through to the moment we shot to the moment the shoot was over. It was yeah. It was just the best fun. I can't. There's not a moment where it's kind of like a family. It felt like being part of a family.
Yeah, yeah, I bet it does feel like being part of the family because when I had a chat with some of them, like they did say like how they go well, like when you meet new people and like when you working with the others again, it just feels so great that like how you guys went with the filming because like you guys only filmed this movie for like 4 days and
Mm.
that actually got me like, wait, you guys have finished already?
Yeah. It was a short shoot. Yeah. I mean, my hats off to Jack and Lewis and Katie, Jack's partner, Katie as well. They just worked their socks off just to get this and keep it on schedule. And how they did it, I don't. I mean, I think it helps. The setup of the film, how it was filmed, and just you sort of think that you're never going to do this in 4 days. You're never going to do this in 4 days. And where we shot it was kind of like, it was kind of difficult because there was neighbors around as well. So it was like, it's a horror film. You're going to have screaming. You're going to have, so it was like, having to literally pop round to each neighbor and sort of knock on the door and say, really sorry, there's going to be some screaming, so just please be prepared, but we'll keep it down to a minimum as best we can, and then we'll get over and done with. So it was interesting. It was funny, but it was the best fun. And again, my hat's off to Jack and Lewis and Katie for just and just the whole cast and crew for just managing to pull it off and keep it on schedule. It was amazing.
Yeah, I bet it was amazing. And really glad it went well, and glad that you guys warned the neighbors about like there might be some screaming. So yeah, because I mean I could imagine how the screaming went. So I'm gonna have to see how it goes when I see the movie. Yeah. Um. So, what do you like about season 13?
I just think it's a really interesting idea to sort of, a whole sort of the whole. I mean, obviously the way that Jack is sort of promoting it is obviously it's um, Love Island meets Terrifier, sort of slasher horror. So it's just a really interesting premise. The setup of how the film is shot, the location, the where it's set is, again, it's so claustrophobic and so interesting that you've got these sets of characters who are pushed together in the way that they are, and they come together in the way that they are, and the way that they interact with each other, and then with the way that the host and his cronies interact, come in and out, and then there's this wild card that just appears that really sort of it's just such an interesting premise. Just the whole idea, the whole setup, you can't help but be drawn to it.
Yeah, exactly. Cause I think of what I would like about season 13 when it comes out, because I mean, how I heard that it's like a horror version of Love Island, and sometimes I say like it's also like a horror version of Big Brother.
In a way,
have you heard of Big Brother?
We had Big Brother over here. Yeah. It was a huge phenomenon for quite a while. So yes, but I mean, I think that's a fair. Seeing as obviously the little that you know about the project, I think it's a fair description.
Yeah, that's correct. Cause like I mean I don't watch Love Island more often, but I sometimes see Big Brother because my my family loves watching Big Brother, and I find Big Brother like really cool, and I'm really excited to see that there's like a horror version of it coming. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Definitely. So really looking forward to it. Um, so without taking any spoilers, was there any like particular challenges you faced while filming the movie?
I think the biggest challenge for me personally, because of how my character is introduced into this film, I'm not in any way a method actor in any way whatsoever, but I do like to try and immerse myself in the character as best as I possibly can. And because of the way my character comes into this, I wanted, for when my leading up to when my shoot day was, that any interaction I had with the cast, I kind of backed off. So I kind of kept myself to myself. And it's very difficult because, again, Shaylee and I have worked together an awful lot and we know each other really well and get on really well. So I think she probably found it a little bit, Jay's a bit off. What's going on there? So, because after I finished my shoot days, I came out of myself again, and it was all fine. But I wanted to, when I came into the scene, I wanted them to feel, you know, and it to be authentic, the feeling they had of what's going on with this guy, who is this guy, what's going on. So yeah, so that I think that was the biggest challenge for me was keeping a lid on just not wanting to go and hug everybody, and it was fine. It wasn't so bad with Lewis. Lewis was so busy that he was around as much as he could when we weren't shooting, but he had so much to do that it was a bit easier. But again, knowing Lauren and Shaylee and knowing Alex a little bit, it was kind of like I prepared for it, prepared for the role by just deciding I was going to not go in and be really, really friendly and really, really. But that will be revealed as to why that's the case, obviously, when the film is released. So I can't give any more than that away.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. Yeah, because I do bet that it's going to be a big challenge. So yeah, yeah, I get what you mean. Um, well, I have one more question about season 13. Um, what do you hope the audience reviews will be when season 13 comes out?
Well, I mean, I'm hoping that they're going to absolutely love it. I mean, it's the but for me, there's nothing better than any sort of independent filmmaking. So, in comparison to sort of the big studios, I love independent film. So I'm hoping that it's just going to be, a massive success for Jack and us, for all of us. And I'm hoping that, the audience are just going to come away feeling that, they had, they were entertained. That's the most important thing for me. I think this is what it is. It's supposed to be entertainment. So, and they get to lose themselves and escape into the world and enjoy and feel empathy with the characters and feel a love-hate relationship with the host, and just everything they're supposed to feel, and they'll just love every minute of it. That's all you can hope for.
Yeah, 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 definitely. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll definitely love it. Because I know you guys from the Twisted Child universe. So yeah, yeah, I will totally love this movie, and it's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, I hope so. I think you will. I think you will. I think you're gonna really, really enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah, I bet I will. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I will do a review like when I see it, and let all of you know like what I think of it. Well, that's all the questions I got. So it was so great, like chatting with you about season 13. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing your character in the movie.
Brilliant. Okay, Grant. Thank you, mate. That was great, and thank you for inviting me on, buddy. It was really good to finally meet you properly, and good to have a good chat about season 13 and everything. So thank you for having me on.
Yeah, no problem, mate. And hope we can chat again soon.
Yeah, definitely. I hope so too. Yeah.
Yep. Well, guys, if you guys are still interested in seeing season 13, then go check it out when it comes out very soon. And go follow their Facebook and Instagram to like keep an eye on the updates. And go follow Jay Robertson to check on like his work. And yeah, hope you guys really enjoyed this interview. So thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you again, Jay, for your time to come and chat with me.
No worries. Cheers, Tate. That's grand.
Yeah, no problem. So make sure you guys stay spooky. Let me know in the comments who you want me to interview next, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.